gentlemen, I am so excited to introduce our next guest, who's has a robust career in both film, television, including a favorite magician, George Oscar Bluth, otherwise known as Job, from Arrested Development, and currently a co-host on the award-winning podcast Smartless, which we're going to talk about. You might also know him as the voice of Bruce Wayne as Batman in the Lego movie. There's like multiple people there. And we also know him here at Prime Gaming as the top 15 sexiest nerd boys from Best Week Ever, okay? It is my pleasure to welcome our guest, 5-time Emmy nominated, Will Arnett. How you doing, Will?
First of all, I had no idea about I cracked the top 15 in the Nerd Boy sexy list. Secondly, I've been nominated for 7 Emmys. Look, who cares? Zach, I mean, who's counting other than me? It's all I've got.
He would care. Okay, so, and he's out there correcting me right now about this. Okay, so you got somebody on your side.
Listen, also I like to think of myself not as a 7-time nominee, but as a 7-time loser. So, that's my claim to fame.
You got experience at least, that's a full resume at that point. You just need the other. It's not making it any better. I know. I'm trying. Well, thank you so much, man, for joining. I appreciate it. You have such an awesome history with the shows, the television shows, the films, and games as well that you've been involved in, and I would love to talk about some of those. First thing, though, I kind of want to talk about what's going on like right now with you. You have the two big things that are happening at this moment is Lego Masters and Smartless going on. So tell us about Lego Masters.
Well, yeah, first of all, Lego Masters, that really came out of, of course you mentioned I did the Lego movie and then we did Lego Batman after that. And then the second Lego movie. And it was, during that process that they said, hey, we want to, we've done this Lego competition show overseas. We'd like to do it here. And I was like, yeah, this is something that just felt like such a natural fit. And I started doing it and really loved doing the show and working with the contestants. Super fun, really positive experience. And then the feedback was great. People loved doing the show or watching the show together with their families. And it just became one of those things that I just really enjoyed doing. And so now the second season wrapped up in the fall, and we're about to go and start shooting the third season, which again, I'm really excited about. It's fun, man. I mean, I like to think of myself as a Lego person, of course. It's a big part of my life. And then every time I go there on set and I watch these people build, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's been a pretty awesome experience. And, I think that we just keep unearthing like all these people just in America alone who are incredible builders of Lego.
Absolutely. And so the real question I think we all have here in regards to Lego Masters and Lego Movie and just all of that in general, when are you going to work with Lego directly to get a full-size Will Arnett kit that we can buy at stores today or whenever?
Gosh, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Well, maybe my worst enemy, but it would be pretty.
Take a lot of time.
It would take a lot of time, and I would just like to do it just to torture some of my friends who would be like, oh man, this is just the ultimate sand in the face for us.
There you
go. or just get one and build it and send it to my folks and just say, look, I can't come home, but here, have this guy.
Do they have glasses? Do they have their vision isn't great? You could just be like, I'm home for the holidays. Something's wrong with my voice right now. Don't worry about it.
And just like video call through the mouth.
Yeah, there you go. I want to make sure that we get to all the rest of it here. So let's talk about Smartless. Now, this is something that started last year and has exploded and has been something that has been super awesome. Now, I want to hear all about this. Tell us about what this awesome podcast is, because the people that are watching that might not know, I want to give them a chance to, get hooked into something that could be really fun for them to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about Smartless is there's not much to explain because it's kind of nothing. We decided I want to do a podcast, and my buddies Jason Bateman and Sean Hayes were like, well, we're going to do it with you. And they just kind of, shoved their way into what I was going to do. And we started doing this thing right at the beginning of the pandemic. And we just started recording episodes. We had no idea. None of us were even really podcast. Not that we weren't fans. We just didn't really listen to them at the time. And then we started recording and started putting them out and interviewing people, and people liked it. And we don't really do much. All it is the three of us, and every episode, one of us brings a guest that the other two don't know about, which really feels like a gimmick, but it's also a way to just, alleviate any need to do any kind of work. Or any kind of research, if I'm being honest, and then and it just kind of took off, and I think people enjoy it just because it's fun and it's easy, and we goof around. We're all good friends for 20 years, and we just make fun of each other, and that's kind of our goal.
Fantastic. Well, I think that a lot of people enjoy just a relatable conversation between friends, and when you have all of these different interesting people end up on the show, and then you get two other people who are like, oh, well, all right, you brought them on. Didn't know. It's just an organic process that seems like it'd be really, really entertaining. So, okay. Yeah. So I have so much else to ask you, but okay. So you have an interesting history with video games. Okay. There is we're not going to dig too deep into it. Your first game, I didn't know existed. The first game that you did the voice acting for, Max Hazard. If I know that correct?
Matt Hazard.
Matt Hazard. There we go. Matt Hazard. Yeah. I took a look at that one, and man, what a trailer. What an intro. That's got a lot to it. So I'm excited to check that one out. But what I do actually want to specifically ask about is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. You were in that. I gotta know, you were in a cameo on that. There's a story here. Please share.
Well, the story is we were really into the first Modern Warfare when it came out. What was that, like 2007, I want to say? And we played, we had a big group of us that played. Yeah, something like that. And we played it a lot. And I got to know some of the guys at Infinity Ward because they had reached out. I talked about it like on Conan, I think, years ago. Right around when it came out, and I said, oh man, we're hooked on this game. And so I got to know the guys at Infinity Ward who made that particular that version, and they said, oh man, we'd love to do something with you. So we went and we started talking, and we started playing with those guys, a bunch of the guys who developed the game and a bunch of the game testers over at Infinity Ward. We became pals with them. And then we came up with this idea. We wanted to use some of their animation and, use their characters and build these little standalone kind of almost mini sort of videos and create these characters within the Modern Warfare world. And so we did these little shorts called Cocked Hammers. And we were up at Infinity Ward's office up in the Valley, and we voiced these things, and it was me and Justin Theroux and Jason Bateman and Dave Keckner and a bunch of guys and our buddy Pete Giles and Dennis Gubbins. We voiced all these things, we put them together, and it kind of went nowhere. But when we were there doing it, they were like, oh, well, we're putting together Modern Warfare 2. Do you want to just pop in here and do a couple lines? I was like, yeah, sure. So I just popped. I know, it was just like that. And we popped in, and then I remember the baseball player, Cole Hamels, he came by, and we made a video with him that we put on the internet on a Friday night.
Famous people off the street being like, "You're a name that people know. Get in the game."
Yeah, and so we're like, all right, and just hop in the booth and record. And it was just kind of like that. It was very Wild West, and it was really a lot of fun. And I love all those guys. We had such a good time being part of it. It was really cool.
Absolutely. Well, that's so cool. I was, looking to make sure I covered my bases here before we had this conversation today. And looking, I was like, Modern what? How did I not know that? But that is super cool. And now you're kind of getting back into this with the return. Well, I should say return to, but with your involvement in the new Borderlands game, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Am I saying that right? There's multiple different Borderlands games. I am going to be very vague for legal reasons. Tell us what you can and would like to tell us.
I'm also going to be very vague for legal reasons, but let me just say Tiny Tina's Wonderland. You're right. You got the name right. This, which is sort of a part of the Borderlands, world, if you will. And it's a game that may or may not have a villain type who may or may not. I can't confirm nor deny that I have any involvement with that kind of voice and character in said game. But I will tell you, what I love about doing games, and especially games like this, like kind of in that Borderlands world where, it's sort of first-person shooter and fantasy, and there is room for a lot of humor, and there's room to do stuff that's kind of not, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just sort of by the numbers. You get to kind of mess around a lot and have fun, and I was really stoked. I was so psyched that they asked me to be part of it, and I had a lot of fun voicing it and doing that, and I'm excited for people to see it. Comes out, I think, in March, which is going to be very exciting. Yeah.
I'm excited, man. That game, like, if there is a series, a franchise that is really built for comedy improv on the back end when you guys are recording and just doing what's best and what's most fun, that absolutely seems like an amazing title for that. Aside from that, now I do have a very, very personal, deep, and directed question I have to ask you, okay? I hope you're okay with this. I didn't tell you this beforehand, but how did it feel to absolutely destroy Conan when you were joining on his show on that ARMS game a couple months ago, however long ago that was?
Wait, what game was that?
It was the Switch ARMS game. It was you guys were playing the Wii or the Switch game. Yeah.
I did destroy him, right? Is that's
yes,
accurate, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
First of all, I've been destroying Conan for years at everything. And so it felt really, really good. Actually, another thing I want to mention that we didn't talk about it. We've got this new improv show. It's kind of a quasi improv show coming out in the next few weeks called Murderville. And Conan is the first guest that we have on it. And I play a seasoned cop. A seasoned cop named Terry Seattle, and he comes and we give Conan no script, no nothing, and then he has to come and help me solve a murder, and we interview suspects and stuff. It's so ridiculous.
But
it
amazing.
Felt good too. I loved when Conan did that second.
Oh no! Right now, go!
Smart.
Go!
He's so cute.
Oh my God!
Away with you!
How are you?
God!
Oh my gosh!
They
seem really
that
nice.
Is that's never gonna leave. You have like bad auditions in Hollywood and stuff. That's never leaving my everything for now on. So thanks for being here for that.
Listen, they're so happy that you're home right now, man. Just enjoy it. They're so happy and positive.
Absolutely.
And your dad wouldn't even say that you're one of the people that he liked.
Glad you saw that. Glad you caught that.
Yeah.
All right. So my last question that I have, and we'll get a little into this here, is I did ask you beforehand, and this you get some time to think about this, but I want to ask. Let's assume that you got a chance to design a game, okay? And we're just gonna make it real simple. You got a big bad evil villain, you got a noble paladin, and you got a devilish rogue. Okay, they all are in this game together. And I am curious, who would you cast for those roles and why?
It's a tough one. I think for the devilish rogue, first of all, like that's kind of like the role that of course that I'd like to play. But I can't cast myself because it's not fair.
Are we sure? I mean, it's a video game, so you could cast your likeness and be like, oh, it's totally not me.
Yeah, that's a good idea. First of all, it would be good to do that because I think it would be like a nice departure for me because people would be like, oh, you're just going to play the villain. No. I want to be the devilish rogue. Don't get me wrong. So I would do the devilish rogue if I'm allowed.
Okay. I'll see why not.
The noble paladin, that's a really tough one, but I would probably say
let's be clear here. Like, I want to be clear on this though. This is the holier than thou paladin, the just the guy who's just like, no, it would be improper, blah, blah. And you're just like, shut up. Shut up. Do one thing. Have a beer. I don't care. Shut up. That kind of like holier than thou. That's a paladin, all right? We need that character.
Well, that's Bateman. That's Jason Bateman all day. I mean,
perfect. Clip it, everybody. Please clip it. We're gonna need that because this is a movie that needs to happen.
But for the villain, because I don't think he's done a game, and maybe I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. John Malkovich.
Ooh, okay, now that's a really good idea. That's actually a really good idea. I would love to see John Malkovich do like an evil wizard role. You know what I mean?
Oh,
that would be
good. Would
awesome.
that be?
That would be amazing.
Because he's like the best actor.
VO and everything. God, that would actually be great. So we have okay, John Malkovich as the big bad evil wizard. We have the noble paladin is Bateman, and then we have you as the devilish rogue. So what do we call this?
Yeah, and also like if I'm unavailable as my stand-in, as backup to me, my backup is Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt? I mean, the similarities in visual is just he's my backup. Just mistake each other immediately, right? Absolutely, he's your backup. You know, is he on standby for you for all of your gigs?
I wish the guy's older than me and he looks so much better than I do. It's so crazy. God, he's the best.
Well, I just got to know. So I live in the Pacific Northwest, but something's going down in California where you're all mortal. So I want to know what are you guys getting into? How has Brad Pitt stayed so young? Like Keanu was born in the 1700s. There you go. What is that now? Is that the magic juice?
It's a secret. This is a secret potion.
He's the secret. He's the big bad evil villain, the wizard. Oh gosh, the truth. The truth.
The truth shall come out one day. I shall provide you the truth.
All right. Well, we've done many great things here today, including pitch a video game that doesn't exist with an incredible cast that has already an incredible like M. Night Shyamalan twist to it. So I think we've made some progress here, but yeah, thank you for that. Will, thank you so much, my man. This has been an absolute joy having you on here. I wish you the best of luck in all the things that you've got coming up. I can't wait to see you in whatever you do in games specifically, because this is what we do here going forward. And yeah, man, I really appreciate it. I'll give you a chance to, kind of shout out where everybody can find stuff about your podcast, about Legos, anything you want. It's Plug City. Go to town, my man.
Listen, follow me on my socials. I can't get enough of the socials. There you go. There you see my handle, my Twitter handle, @ArnettWill. There's my Twitch handle. You can go to the Instagram, I suppose, as well. Or just call me. Here, I'm going to put my phone number up on the screen as well. You can just call or text me anytime, day or night. And my home address, too. I'm going to put my home address there.
As Bateman would say, that's a bold move, Cotton. That's a bold move, Cotton.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much, Will. It has been an honor. We'll catch you later, man. Maybe next time when we see that game actually come to fruition, all right?
Fantastic. Thank you, Zach. What a pleasure.